Hey guys, it's Justin with Shock Therapy, and we are here to show you how to install a front sway bar kit with links on a Can-Am X3 RS. This sway bar kit is going to improve the handling of your car tremendously. The factory sway bar on the front is very undersized, so when you enter a corner, typically the car will dive on the outside front tire, picking up the inside rear tire. This sway bar kit will stop all of that by keeping the front of the car level, which keeps the back tire on the ground, ultimately stopping you from rolling the car and increasing your corner speeds. The sway bar kit is also adjustable so that you can tune it for your driving style and terrain. Using a complete sway bar kit with links also gets rid of the weak link that's prevalent in the X3. The sway bar installation is fairly simple, but it does take a few tricks to install the right way. It should take you between 2 and 3 hours. So let's go ahead and turn this over to Mitch and have him show us how to install it.
What's going on, guys? It's Mitch. We're back at it again today with another install video for you on the front sway bar links and the front sway bar for the Can-Am X3 XRS.
First, jack the car up until the tires are just off the ground. Always use jack stands for safety. It makes it easier to install the front sway bar kit if you remove the front shocks. Start by removing the lower hardware first. Then, remove the upper hardware and the shock from the vehicle. These shocks are side specific, so make sure that you mark them left to right. Repeat this on the other side. Next, remove the hardware that holds the sway bar link to the upper control arm. Remember to remove the nut from inside of the upper control arm. First, remove the hardware that holds the link to the sway bar and the upper control arm. Remove the link from the vehicle. Remove the hardware and the link from the driver's side as well. With the links gone, you can remove the 4 bolts that hold the sway bar bushings and bushing clamps to the chassis. When you remove the hardware, make sure you save the factory support plate as it will be used again. Remove the opposite side, saving the support plate as well. With the hardware gone, you can now remove the factory sway bar from the chassis. Now install the Shock Therapy sway bar into the chassis. From the driver's side, make sure that you remove the passenger side bushing clamp. The sway bar is a tight fit. Make sure you take your time to line it up just right. With the sway bar in the frame, reinstall the passenger side bushing clamp. Reuse the factory support plates at the chassis when installing the new bar. Use the original sway bar bolts to install the kit. Use the supplied nuts that fit perfectly inside a locking mechanism of the billet bushing clamp. You will not need any tools to hold the nut in place. Repeat these steps on the driver's side using the factory support plate. Tighten the 4 bolts to 90 foot-pounds. Next, install the links.
All right, guys, we're going to start by installing the links now. Again, you're going to have 2 different size high-miss spacers. One's going to be thicker and one is going to be thinner. Your thinner spacer is going to go onto the bolt first. That is going to go through the link with the jam nut part of the link facing down. You're going to take that thicker high-miss spacer. It's going to go on the other side, and this is going to go through the arm with the thicker high-miss spacer going against the arm. And take your spacer for the inside of the arm. Go ahead and insert that. Washer and your nut Now we're gonna move to the top part of the link. You have two totally different spacers here. You're gonna have a skinny high miss spacer and a standard style spacer. That standard style spacer is gonna be the first one to go onto the bolt. This is going to go through the back side of the link. Your skinny high miss spacer is going to go on the front side of the link. And that whole assembly. So that whole assembly is now going to go through the sway bar. You're going to take your washer and your nut. All right guys, we're going to move over to the driver's side link install here. Again, you're going to have two different styles or two different height spacers. You're going to have a thicker high miss spacer and a thinner high miss spacer. That thinner one is going to be the first one to go onto the long bolt. Go ahead and insert that guy on. Take your link, insert that through there with the jam nut part facing down. You're going to take your thicker high miss spacer. That's going to go on the other side. And this whole unit's going to go through the arm with the thicker high miss spacer going against the arm. That is important. And take your sleeve for the arm. Go ahead and install that guy on there. Take your washer and your nut. Okay. And take your two remaining spacers. These are two totally different spacers. You're going to have a standard style spacer and you're going to have another skinny high miss spacer. This standard style spacer is going to go onto the short bolt first. That is going to go through the back side of the link. Your remaining skinny high miss spacer is going to go on the front side. And that whole assembly goes through the bar. Take your washer and your nut.
Next, tighten the sway bar link hardware. This hardware will be torqued to 100 foot-pounds. With the sway bar link hardware tightened, you can now tighten the jam nut that holds the link rod ends in place. You can now install the shock, starting with the upper hardware first. Make sure you use the correct side shock for the correct side of the car. Last, you can remove the jack stands and lower the car on the ground, and your installation is complete. Mitch, thank you very much for showing us how to install that bar, and we hope that that installation went just as easy for you as it did for Mitch. Keep a few things in mind with the sway bar once you're driving your car. The sway bars are adjustable for a reason. That is so that you can tune the bar for your driving style and terrain. Adjusting the bar is fairly simple, and it doesn't require that you jack the car up to do. Using the front hole will give you the most body roll the bar will allow. Using the hole closest to the rear pivot or firewall will give you the least amount of body roll that you could tune into the system. Everybody's driving style is different, so try them all and see what you like. Another thing to keep up on with this bar kit is to make sure that the bushings are greased every 300 to 400 miles. From time to time, make sure that all of your hardware is tight, but if you ever need any individual part, they're available on our website, shocktherapist.com. If you have any questions about this kit or any others, give us a call at 623-217-4959.
Are you in focus?
Yes, it's on.
Is your memory card in it?
Yes, it's on.
Are you gonna put it on your computer right after this?
Immediately.
Okay, then we're good.
Thank you, Mitch. Friendly reminder from your neighborhood Spider Mitch.
Yep.
Woo! Fumblerooski! He picks it up. He could. Mitch has got his Vans on, but he looks like sneakers.